So DAX is looking a little bit confused to me. The reason why I say that is, we have a level here where we rejected, we attempted, we had rejected, we found support on it, rejected, and then we're finding support on it. So this area here, and it's probably, I think the right thing to do would be to do that, and then do that. So that's the zone. Just make it unselectable. Right. So that's the area. Oscillators all over the place. Nothing really on the daily. US markets have got some kind of structure in. I think the DAX at the moment, the only structure I can see right now is that. Okay. So quite a few touches on the bottom, 2 touches on the top, fairly strong triangle. A break of either trend line is going to get this thing moving in a direction. Right now, the DAX futures is down 0.8%, 10,773, so 10,700. Anyway, let's get down to the levels we need to be at. And 10,700. Okay, so this area here was a decent buying area by the looks of things, but as what's happened on the US markets, we came down to a level, got to the gap, closed the gap, and we did get a buying opportunity there, but that fizzles out. So the US markets have reversed and come back down at the moment. So based on where price is at the moment, very good chance that we are attempting to break this trend line. Just want to make sure that it is relatively correct. We did have this break close and break below it. That was last week. And since then we tested it yesterday. And now we've come back up, more than likely into a Fibonacci level, right onto the 61.8. So I would assume we have some downside to come. And that's our measured move for this move. Price is currently sitting right here at 10,700. I'll just move that further down, put it onto this other gap here. Okay, so let me just zoom out a bit here. So we have this trend line that we have been going up, although it's been slower. We have a lower high that is in place now. Okay, and it is a fractional lower high. Okay, so there's my fractional. This one here is not a fractional. Let me just get rid of that. That's not a fractional. So we need another bar that closes below it for that to be a fractional. So there's my first fractional, there's my second fractional. So what does that tell me? That basically tells me that I need a break above 10,987 for the longs to continue. And what I'm watching is this level here of 10,750, because a break below that changes my bias from bullish as it was yesterday to bearish. And then what I'm looking for is I'm looking for price to sort of worm its way through these levels. Okay, trend is still up at the moment. Just if you look at the moving averages, for me, the 150 is my trend. So on the 3 hour, the trend is definitely to the upside at the moment. If we start drilling down to the hour, trend is still up on the hour, but a break of this trend line breaks that 150 EMA as well. Moving averages, we don't have a crossover. So trend is all up at the moment. So this is my line in the sand, and I'm just going to fine tune this level because I need to get below the low of yesterday. Okay, so I'm looking for price to move below the low of yesterday, come back, test, that will break this diagonal trend line, test that area, and that would be the signal for me to get short. And first target area is going to be right here at 10,639. But I'll more than likely leave a swing trade in for a day or two to get down to 10,543, which is gap close. Okay, so the only thing that's the scenario I'm looking for is a break and a retest of 10,732. 10733, or you could even round it off to 10730, but that's pretty much the area that I'm looking at. Okay, the converse is true if I put it in a higher high. Okay, but at the moment we have a much bigger lower high in place on the 3 hour. Now what I'm looking for is a lower low, and that lower low on the 3 hour is all the way down. Well, we can pick up this level here, this gap here. That's my next fractional. Okay, so that's the scenario for the DAX. Nothing much else that I can see in there. Let's get to the 15. You see we just closed off with a little bit of a double top. We are going to gap down at the moment. So the other scenario on the 15-minute is if we do gap down, where we 10,700, so we're quite far down. We're all the way down the bottom here. And that's kind of a 1.5% gap at the moment. But it depends what happens at the open, I suppose. You know, the futures market is all over the place, but we could rally a bit before the open and into the open, then find some structure somewhere up here on the 15-minute, and that would give us a move to the downside. So I just want to point out the 150 again. You can see a break through the 150 here. We tried to reject it, came back. Look how it is respected. Okay. And look, whenever we get to it, there's always choppy price action on it as well. There you can see a proper rejection of it there. Choppy price action. A break down, sort of respected quite a bit there before falling through. And you can see here, when we get sideways price action, how we use the 150 as well, all moving averages. In fact, we go up and above and below them. Okay, but it is something which I've done quite a bit of back testing on, and I find it a fairly good indicator of a trend. Okay, anyway, guys, that's it for me today. If we're on the 15 minutes, which is what we should be at the open, if we're all the way down here, wait for the structure to form, wait for the pullback, get your levels in. You can see the levels on the 15 are a lot more than the levels on the higher time frame. There's a lot more noise. So you want to be watching those areas. As soon as you start breaking through those areas, on the first lower low, you're in on your short and your stop is fairly tight. Okay, pay attention to your bigger levels. What I normally do is on the higher time frames, just make them a different color and pay attention to this trend line. This is a massive trend line, and you can see that's on the 8 hour. That is going to be respected. Make no two ways about that. That is going to be respected, and when it does break, it is going to add fuel to the fire as well. Break, retest, and then a bigger move down. But yeah, there is a lot of congestion here, so we could just sort of muck around between these levels that we've got in. Okay, anyway guys, that's it for me today. I hope it helps, and stay safe. We'll catch up with you later. Cheers.